Students, let's study ICSE 10th Standard poem number 3, When the Big Tree Falls. In this poem, the big tree is a metaphor for great souls, great people. What happens when they die? What happens when your loved ones die? What are the consequences on you individually and on the community collectively? The first two stanzas is in terms of the tree and the effect in the jungle. And then the further stanzas translate that same information to society. This poem is written by Maya Angelou. She's an extremely famous poet. She was awarded the Presidential Medal for Peace in 2010 by the US President Barack Obama. In her life, she fought for the rights of the blacks, the African Americans. In the 1960s and 70s, especially, she was very influential in bringing about a change in the American society for equality. But this poem is a more personal one. She wrote this after losing her very close friend, James Baldwin. Even he was a very famous writer. So she's expressing the emotions that she's going through. And the intention of this poem is that anybody facing such a crisis in life after losing your loved one may read this poem, relate to what she's going through, and in the end, have a relief, have some hope that things will become quasi-normal someday. When your close relative, when your family member, or when your leader, when your spiritual leader dies, your life comes to a standstill. When your partner or a parent or a child or a sibling is no more, you become stunned and become numb. Initially, you may be in denial, but then slowly you start accepting the reality. And there's a vacuum created in your heart. And to fill that vacuum, you relive the nostalgic memories. The ordinary memories which you took for granted now become very important. And soon you start having regrets. The promises you had made but not kept. You promised that I'll come to meet you next year, I'm very busy now, and next year, and now they're no more. Or you promised that we'll go out for that vacation, but it never translated into reality. Or the last time you spoke with that person was something very negative. You had an argument or a fight, and now you regret it because it was such a silly topic. And now there's no way to go back and apologize. You regret not having said positive words of praise. We are very miserly in praising people. But if only we could just say our heart out, at least the positive thoughts without any filter, then we would never regret of not having a chance to express how we truly feel, how much we appreciate them, or how much we love them, until it's too late. That is the theme of this poem. However, you will heal. Your heart will heal. You may think that she was the one, and now she's no more. And you may feel that, what is the use of this life? But work on yourself. Grow as a person. And one day, you will realize that you will get a second chance. You will build new bonds, new relationships. Yeah, nothing will be the same again. It's not that you'll forget that loved one. That memory will be there. That pain will be there forever. But you will become strong enough to bear it. Once again, you will find excitement and joy in life. Now, how much time that healing will take depends on various factors. But every dark cloud has a silver lining. There is always hope. You may be dependent and extremely attached to that person, but you have to be strong to move on. In fact, don't feel sorry that it ended. Be happy that it happened. You all came together, you journeyed together for some time, and then the paths diverged. So don't be sad that the journey ended. In fact, remember the journey that happened. Be inspired by whatever positive things you all shared in that brief moment of togetherness. So I would extend this poem's meaning not just to death, but even to separation. Your best friend, your closest friend, you could never imagine life without him or her. It's possible after many years, you all will separate and never meet again because you all start living in different countries, have responsibilities, and just the communication withers away. That's a part and parcel of life. We have to live with it. But still, you will have those memories stored in your gallery of your phone. And when you walk past that coffee shop, you will recollect the pleasant memories, the conversations you had, the pranks you played, the fights you had. You will remember the positive, inspirational words that person spoke to you and use that to grow and give back to society. So that's the takeaway from this poem. When a big tree falls, the land shudders. Even the lion nearby, who's the king of the jungle, will crouch for some time because he'll get scared. Similarly, when great people in the world die, even the ministers and the billionaires take note and pay their respects. When a big political leader who has improved the life of the masses dies, or when a big Bollywood star dies, or a huge popular spiritual leader dies, you will see thousands of people thronging the roads to see a glass glimpse of that person on its way to the funeral. When a big tree falls, it disturbs everything in the jungle. Be it large organisms like elephants or small creatures, everybody's affected. Same thing applies to great souls. Because great souls are connected with so many people that all of them are affected emotionally. Even the small insects are in a state of shock. Even the common people, especially the common people, are in a state of shock. Because they have been seeking guidance and direction from that person. In the absence of that leader or that close friend, they are lost. But it's a good opportunity for you to start deciding your own direction. Great souls have touched the lives of many people, and on their death, the feelings are overwhelmed. They become blank. They are lost in thoughts. They are not aware of what is happening in the world at that moment. They see only briefly. Sometimes they come back to their senses if some guests come to their house or some work comes up. But apart from that, they are lost once again. And the tears make their eyesight blurry as well. And the nostalgia gnaws in their brain. Gnaws means chews. There are some thoughts which are very intrusive. While we are doing work, suddenly some flashback comes in our brain which we can't prevent. And we start overthinking about it. What did I say wrong? How could I have made that better? What could we have done differently to make it work? You start missing the moments. Oh, we had so much fun out there. I wish we could relive those moments. I needed more time with that person, with that friend, with that relative. But nature took him away too soon from us. There is an emptiness in our hearts. But Maya says, don't worry, with time you will refill it. Initially, you try to refill it with reliving the past memories on a nostalgic journey, but that fades and fades. And then you start filling it with new things in your life. The show must go on. You have to move on. When great souls die, they lose their radiance. People like James Baldwin and other great people in their respective fields, they have an aura around them, a radiance in which others shine. They have that kind of positive influence on others. And when they die, then how will these people get their radiance? So the moral here is that now we should take up the torch and we should provide radiance to others. They may die, but their inspirational acts and words, they continue to live through us. They can become immortal through generational culture. When somebody dies, a loved one dies, you feel as if you're in a dark, cold cave. Emotionless, no warmth, no happiness, no enthusiasm. The things which gave you pleasure, now you're not even affected by it. You're just like a zombie, just living. No, not even living, you're just surviving. But there is hope. The last stanza gives hope. When the reader reads it, and if he or she relates to this feeling, then he or she will feel relieved that if Maya could bounce back, so can I. Because in that moment, emotions are so strong that you may feel depressed and you may feel that there is no cure for it. I don't think I will ever recover. I think life is meaningless. There's no point in living right now. I will never be happy again. But it's just a temporary feeling. Nothing is permanent. Your senses will be restored, but the perception will be different. Perception, the way you look at world will be different. Death changes your priorities because then you realize what is actually important in life and what is not so important. When you realize that we have such a short time in life, you realize that why am I wasting time in arguing and having grudges and having jealousies and insecurities? Ultimately, everybody has to die, so why not do something positive in the short time we have on earth? And while we leave, let's leave it in a better place before we leave. That's the inspiration and the positivity which we can get from death. Which is quite paradoxical, taking death positively. But that's the only way to deal with it, because death is inevitable. Who is inevitable? Thanos, death. So, instead of trying to run away from it or fear it, let's embrace it as a friend. A stranger who can come anytime.